FixerBot says.
Welcome. Stream starts in 5 minutes.
Gonna teach you something new. Learning and hacking, exploring. There's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets. Unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries. All knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream where the fire of knowledge burns bright. Chat with me, let's embark on this journey of delight. From the basics to superpowers, we'll learn and grow. In this stream of knowledge, together we'll grow.
T-minus 4 minutes.
Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected, I'm about to go live, you know what I mean. Got high expectations, gonna teach you something new. Learning and hacking, exploring. There's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets. Unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries. All knowledge will explode. Welcome to my stream where the fire of knowledge burns bright. Chat with me, let's embark on this journey of delight. From the basics to superpowers, we'll learn and grow. In this stream of knowledge, together we'll grow. Welcome to my stream, where knowledge reigns supreme. Calm and collected, I'm about to go live, you know what I mean. Got high
Stream about to start. 1 minute left.
Gonna teach you something new. Learning and hacking, exploring. There's so much we can do. Feel the excitement as we dive into uncharted lands. New discoveries await in this digital wonderland. Together we'll unravel the secrets. Unlock the code. No limits, no boundaries. All knowledge will explode.
Welcome in. Ah, oh my god, I forget to put the button. That's one thing we should do too, by the way. Like hack the
Evil
lights.
DK says, "Hey,
Hi. Continue chatting here instead of Discord. It's quicker than typing for me, at least. I'm shitting. So seriously, I could put one of the Discord channels up on stream, but I haven't tested that before. We could chat.
hee hee."
But I kind of have a goal too. I want to finish the 80 bit of this path here. And the next one, the images. That's the odd one. It's like a Windows map. We're finding our way through 80 here. I still have a bit of a headache, but it's helped with some food. So yesterday we did this one, and we have lots of more fun stuff here. So we used Bloodhound here. We used MMC, PowerShell, and Net. So in CMD. So let's see what this one has. It'll be interesting to see. So then we have exploiting, persisting, and credentials harvesting. Let's see if this button actually works now. So that was a funny place to hop to, but fine. I guess we start the network. Okay, failed. I got that before, and then it was actually started when I refreshed the page, so yep. Same thing now. 124, though. That's not when I started it, so someone else might have just done it at the same time. Introduction.
And Jack says hello.
Hello, welcome in. So, yeah. We've done these rooms. I'm thinking it will probably just go through. Yeah, I will read it because it seems to be useful stuff. We could fix the VPN though first. So let's make sure that this is started. So let's start our new Kali machine and use it today. Yesterday
and Jack
we
says
did
from
this
Russia
one.
with love.
Yeah, I saw your key, the keys you used there to type. I'm bad at that alphabet. So welcome in. Yeah, this is the new VM that we set up yesterday. Installed it, and we have also moved or copied some files from my old VM. This one was imported from VMware, and on VMware it said it was using 21 gigs of 50, but when I moved it over here it suddenly just had 2 gigs free. So there might be like in this in some way the old snapshots might be there. It's like a bit odd. So I'm kind of thinking we'll go with this one. Maybe we should make a new snapshot with the files copied now. Let's
Farouk
do
Francis
that.
says joining from Cape Town, South Africa.
Ah, cool. We have a lot of places in the world. Very nice. Welcome in. So, let's take a snapshot before we start it. It's always nicer to have the snapshots when it's off. That's what I think, at least. So, I got the files. From the old VM. We could actually remove the. We don't have to be. Got files from old VM. That's good enough. So, I know that there's the name's a limit also for the length. So let's just start it now. So if we want now, we have some tools and stuff on there, and also we have my scripts and stuff I'm working on. Definitely stuff. So let's use Spice and connect. It's very odd not to have it locally on my PC. It means I can afford running Discord at the same time. I can actually have Discord up. But I think I'll be closing it though, because you never know. Last time I think that this actually took some resources too. So, start machine. I know it's a bit slow to start. So we also set this now to have a growing. It doesn't need. If it doesn't need more than 2 gigs of RAM, it doesn't have to use it, right? But it's allowed to use 8 of the 16 this immensely new and powerful computer has. So it's an old i7-2600, so it's really old. I have to click here too. Right, I changed it on YouTube to hacking 80, and on Twitch it said 80 hacking. I think hacking 80 is better. Whatever. I'm changing it there. Done. Plug-in action buttons unexpectedly left the panel. Do you want to restart it? So, action buttons. Never saw this before. It's saying something else there. Power button. Power manager plugin. So this might be from what we installed previously. We'll see. If something is not working, we will look at it. Otherwise, I just want to get going. I usually put my VPN stuff on the 4th tab. And we need to connect to this network that we have. This one. So I think there's might be something off with this. So what's that, by the way? VST2 shouldn't be one. Where? So let's actually just restart the machine. Oh, the power button isn't here. Something odd happened. Interesting. So it's not like we need that button, but let's see if it does the same thing again. I'm just starting it again. So it's been started only like a few times, so maybe this 2 is the problem, that it actually needs more than 2 to start with. This is the new thing. Also, it has more processors than my other one, so we should probably lower that. But now it's running, so let's do spice again. Tired today. So I think the things that it didn't start, they are still gone. But it's not like I need a power button. I can just Alt F4, you know? Let's just do the things we need to do, and we'll see. I need to, for this to work though. That's good. So now there should be a VPN directory. No, because I didn't move it here yet. Right, so we have a CD. Was it from? Let's look what we have. Old Cali. CD old Cali. And let's just move some of the directories. I'm thinking, is there something I don't just want to move? So we have a tiny history here. We don't need this history saved, so we can just overwrite it with this one anyway. So let's just move star to dot. I don't know why I didn't do that from the start, but permission denied. Oh, right. Let's yeah, actually I need some help here. So option owner : group file. So recursive, we need recursive. And I guess it's Kali, that's the group name too. So it's Kali. So as we were using in-packet SMP server to move this here, it was running with sudo cd old Kali. So that is why the owner and is root on these. So actually, let's show that once more. So recursive and options first, then owner : group. So Kali and the full files and recursive. We could do verbose v. So let's do verbose and then Kelly, colon, Kelly, and all files. So it shouldn't be that long, right? There, good. So if we look now, we should be owner. Okay.
Studio6 says. Best view ERSO and stream boo. Remove the space. At
Yeah, so my
42.
script, my streamer bot script deletes that or code. It's C#, so I guess you shouldn't say script. So why not the dot ones? That was too annoying. Why is not dot included in star? I don't like it. Anyway, now they also are done. So let's now move all of them to this directory. This should be empty. Also, again, star does not include the dot files. For me, they are just normal files. So let's rm, and I still don't remember the directory name. So now we have all our tools and things where they're supposed to be. And the only thing owned by root. Oh, we have one here too. So CVE. Why not? So we will see if we hit any other problems. We could move all the files, so it should be okay. I don't know why this one was already here. So maybe I moved it when I was actually... Maybe that was a test first, right? Probably. Anyway, now we just cd VPN. So all the files should be here. And let's just open VPN, and we need to sudo that. Actually, we're going to exit and start it again because I wanted to load the actual history. So now we should have a history that is 6,000 lines long instead of just tiny thing. So that's why I wanted to do that. So cd VPN. And now we should have this without having to type anything. But I didn't sudo, so it didn't help much. There. So let's hop over here. And let's start with the room. Now we're connected to the VPN. We should be able to... Oh, I did the wrong VPN. Yeah, so this is the one we used yesterday. So first of all, let's check what they are called. Let's run this, but not this one. So, dash... Oh? Maybe I didn't have all the files here. We'll fix that. I think dragging from Windows then it's easier to use the graphical style. So let's actually hop there. That's just my image program wanting to update because I closed it. So VPN. What was that? Popped up. I'm just checking my browser's download directory. let's grab those VPN files. Downloads. Sort on type. I want the OVPN files. So as I'm in my downloads directory, I'm not showing it. So we already had breaching 80. What? Why did it do that? Breaching 80 and 80 enumeration. So let's drag those over, and it hopped here, which is totally fine. There. I used UI. It worked. Now back to the nice terminal. And let's look here again. We have some new files. So why did I have the OVPN files executable? So lateral movement is the one. This one. That's the one I wanted to start. There. So we have a little network. We have, this is the DC. So we need to set up our settings in Kali to match. So let's go to settings and advanced network configuration. Our connection IPv6, and let's add it here. So 10.278. I don't know. GUI isn't the best way to do this, but whatever. Now it's done. $78. So in my notes, we have a little nice instruction for this. So here's the obsidian. So bboop dk. Here's the obsidian, and I've changed the colors. You can use the default colors too, of course. So these are like the default color scheme. And let me just hop to something that is not my mom's info. Here, this is what it looks like the default color scheme. So, so 80 THM. DNS maybe. So I'm just looking for my notes. Breaching 80 was the first room. I am very blind. Calipus Windows DNS settings. Something with DNS, I knew it. So this is where I should have put that, by the way. I put it in the wrong place. So I shouldn't use the graphical settings. So of course it's a DNS, but we could have just run NMCLI connection modify wired connection 1, and with the new IP, that's all we needed to do really. So this command, but now we already did that, so we just need to restart Network Manager. But I wanted to show this nice command here too. What happened to my little keys here? Oh gosh. No, I know. Sorry for you, little thing. I tabbed here. I already had typed Network Manager, but it was here when I tabbed because I misspelled systemctl. And it listed everything that's restartable, of course, and it added a space here. I was like, this is so slow. What's up? So what? What? It's case sensitive. No. So there. That's why I tabbed, because I wanted it to fix the case for me. Well, it is done. And now we can test it. So we need to update this IP. Was it 78? I'll just quickly check. 78, yes. So, and we get this, and if we remove this, we don't say what DNS to check it against. We should get the same information. No. Recursion not available. Trying next server. So maybe it wasn't the same name on this one. This was from the first. Let's see. Oh, it's not actually a domain now, but it's still C8 right me come here. Well, let's just try that name. Now I'm curious. And it should work anyway because it works there. Let's do this. So settings, advanced network configuration, wired, IPv4, delete, save, and bye. Restart. Now there should be nothing. So if you do the NS lookup, it should just say that you can't find it. That's good. Then we run my little command instead, and I'm just gonna change 78. I'm just copying this here. Copy. And we do this. And it is 78, and wired connection 1 should be the name. And now we run this. Oh, that's the wrong one. I had to do up one more time. And if we know and just look up this, it says the same error. So we'll see. We'll see if it works. Let's just start reading and see if they have another suggested test or anything. Learning objectives. Familiarize yourself with lateral movement techniques used by attackers. Learn how to use alternative authentication material to move laterally. Learn different methods to use compromised hosts as pivots. By the way, I tested my new mic before stream and it's still dead, even though it's restarted now, the computer and everything. So I'll have to test it in another place and see. Then I'll mess with Windows in this one. We could also pass it through to VM and see what it's like. Connecting to the network. And we have the attack box, which we don't use. Other hosts, and then it will be Kali after that, I think. Kali. So IPv4 setting, restart network manager, configure DNS in a way, and just look up. The command won't work as expected. Yeah, so we just navigate to this and see if it works. Because if it works, I saw that it worked, you know, when we used the IP as NS lookup. That's what's odd. That's odd. It should work. Got recursion not available. So maybe we need to use a full distributor CA track for it to work. So this is the first time Firefox is started on this machine. Fresh install. And it worked fine. So the DNS is set up okay. It just doesn't have what we asked for, which is odd. Your credentials have been generated. Username. So this is the creds that we will use to connect to AD. Also, there is nothing installed on this. We need dark mode. We can't live without dark mode. Dark. Come on, little thing, hop up. Dark reader. Yeah. So without dark reader, I'll go blind. So yeah, it's disabled for these pages, which is horrible. I don't know why. So now it's nice and dark instead. So let's hop it over to, I guess, we opted this. Or should we just like make a new?
And Jalgo to Polyan says, I found out recently. I think science and tech is the old tag.
Science and tech? So, do you mean I should be streaming in another category? So, science and technology,
You
some
might
people
want to switch
do.
to software and game development.
Yeah, some people do that. I switch depending on what I do. If I do more like hacking things, I do science and technology. And if I do more coding things, I do software and game development. So I switch. And a lot of people use science and technology to stream. So I'm not alone, but a lot of people think that there will be more people finding their stream if they stream in software. That's why they do it.
I'm going live later. Learning Go plus HTMX D.
Okay, cool. So let's see if I'm following you. So I did the big mistake of clicking here in there. I'm following. I love when you check your stream if I'm not still streaming. I don't know what it did yesterday. Was it 10 hours? I have no idea how long it ended up being. So it's possible. It depends on if my family wants to do stuff today. Then I might stop earlier. So let's continue.
Today's the start of spring break, so I'm free from my tutoring job.
Okay.
Yesterday was my birthday.
Okay, congratulations. Happy birthday. So I shouldn't ask how old you got then? So
24.
24. You're almost an adult. They say the brain is finished at 25. It's not my invention. Just kidding. Yeah. So it all depends. You know, it's very personal when you're an adult. It's not like... I wouldn't say my 17-year-old
I think I'm an adult already. Technically,
yeah,
Tom.
I think so. Yeah, but he will be 18 soon, and that's technically in Sweden an adult, but he's autistic, so he doesn't really know how to make lunch. So it all depends on who you are. He's very good at other stuff. It's just he doesn't like touching stuff. So yeah, let's just continue.
I pay my bills. I've spent the last few
I was
months
just
developing
kidding,
a
you
software
know.
product
I was just kidding.
hopefully about to be acquired.
Yeah, you don't have to defend yourself. You know, I also was an adult when I was 20 at least, right?
I'm autistic. Lamau.
Yeah. So that's not the thing, you know. It also depends if you can do all the things. So a lot of people in this area, like tech stuff, is autistic, so it's quite common. And actually I saw this stream yesterday from Theo, B7, about, it was, I think he had ADHD, he was interviewing someone. Or, well, not very interviewing,
Ask
it was
me
just
something and I'll
talking.
answer honestly. I find taking people at face value is usually the best solution.
Yeah, so I wasn't actually questioning if you were an adult. It was just, you know, a funny thing to say. So that wasn't intended as what I said, actually, you know.
I understand, smile.
Yeah. So I hope you didn't think I was questioning your adulthood. You're fine. But it's yeah. I'll check in on the stream later if I can. Let's continue with the room and see. We got our creds here, and to simulate an AD breach,
I'm
will
24.
be provided.
A lot of people my age don't exactly act like adults, Tom.
Yeah, I know. So it all depends on the person, as I said at the start. You will be provided with your first set of AD credentials. Once your networking setup has been completed, well, so we already did that. Credential pair, SSH. Yeah, I'm thinking we're supposed to do SSH, not RDP on this one. So let's just do that. So THM JMP2, and that's not what we had before. We had 1 here. So let's actually like move these down. Uh, 80 networks. So network access. And we're going to put this here. And let's grab these and put them here. And this room is better copy it because it's quicker than trying to remember what the name was. And paste it here. So we got those creds. We're gonna grab this link too. And let's paste it here. Let's grab the Damien Hurt over here. So, and run this. And let's copy the name. Come on. Yes. And copy the right password. I started copying the old user ones. So now we're on the machine THM JMP2. So if we look here at the map of the network, you can see that we're on this machine here. So we're on the network. I don't know if this one will be domain joined or not. We'll see. Last time it kind of all talked like it was not supposed to be domain joined, but then we were. So here, note on reverse shells. If you're using the attack box and have joined other network room before, be sure to select the IP address assigned to the tunnel interface facing the lateral movement and pivoting network as your attacker IP, or else your reverse shells connections won't work properly. Yes, of course. Isn't that level of networking understanding kinda assumed? Apparently not. Else your reverse shells connections, for your convenience, interface attached to the network is called lateral movement. Yeah, and we noticed last time it was called...
Reboot DK says. See you later, smile.
See you
smile.
later. See you later. Thanks for hopping by. And I'll answer later too in... we can chat though about the Raspberry Pi stuff too. But I'll continue later otherwise in Discord. So, yeah. So if we just check them out just to see the names of the networks. Have to click here first. That's annoying. When you shift Control T in Firefox, you get a new tab there too. But that's not where I wanted the new tab. So I just wanted to do IPA here to see, you can see the name of the network here. And in this one, we do have a Docker 0, which is obviously new in Kali as my old one didn't have it. So it's interesting. They've done more stuff with Docker, I'm assuming. So 127, 17. So that's interesting. I need to play with Docker more too. IP add show lateral movement. Oh my god. Yeah. So my way was quicker, right? More typing this way. So we're there, moving through the network. I got 90 streak. And let's just check the time. We can extend it an hour. I already spent a lot of time on that. So it is a new VM though, so it's not strange that we have to do some setup stuff. Moving through the network. What is lateral movement? Simply put, lateral movement is the group of techniques used by attackers to move around the network. Once an attacker has gained access to the first machine of a network, moving is essential for many reasons, including the following: reaching our goals as attackers, bypassing network restrictions in place, establishing additional points of entry to the network, creating confusion, and avoid detection. So, while many cyber cultures reference lateral movement as an additional step on a linear process, it's actually part of a cycle. During the cycle, we use any available credentials to perform lateral movement, giving us access to new machines where we elevate privileges and extract credentials if possible. With the newfound credentials, the cycle starts again. And I'm kind of thinking too that even though, if it's a real thing, you might not even want, obviously, the highest permissions. It might be smarter even to get a lot of data from a certain department that has a lot of data that's interesting, right? Usually we will have to repeat this cycle several times before reaching our final goal on the network. If our first foothold is a machine with very little access to other network resources, we might need to move laterally to other hosts that have more privileges on the network. So I'm kind of assuming that's what we'll do. A quick example. Suppose we are performing a red team engagement where our final goal is to reach an initial code repository, where we got our first compromise on the target network by using phishing campaign. Usually, phishing campaigns are more effective against non-technical users, so our first access might be through a machine on the marketing department. Marketing workstations, though my thoughts on that is that marketing is much more technical than some of the others usually, but not always. But salespeople tend to be less technical. And then maybe economy people, and then marketing people. It all depends. It's just my experience. Marketing workstations will typically be limited through firewall policies to access any critical services on the network, including administrative protocols, database ports, monitoring services, and any other that aren't required for the day-to-day labor, including code repositories. To search sensitive hosts and services, we need to move to other hosts and pivot from there to our final goal. To this end, we could try elevating privileges on the marketing workstation and extracting local user password hashes. If we find a local administrator, The same account may be present on other hosts. After doing some recon, we find a workstation with the name dev001pc. We use the local administrator's password hash to access dev001pc and confirm that it is owned by one of the developers in the company. From there, access to our target code repository is available. Notice that while lateral movement might need to be used to circumvent firewall restrictions, it is also helpful in evading detection. In our example, if the marketing workstation had direct access to the code repository, it is probably desirable to connect through the developer's PC. This behavior would be less suspicious from the standpoint of the blue team analyst checking login audit logs. The attacker's perspective. There are several ways in which an attacker can move laterally. The simplest way would be to use standard administrative protocols like WinRM, RDP, VNC, or SSH to connect to other machines around the network. This approach can be used to emulate regular users' behavior somewhat, as long as some coherence is maintained when planning where to connect with what account. While a user from IT connecting to a web server via RDP might be usual and go under the radar, care must be taken not to attempt suspicious connections, e.g. why is a local admin user connecting to dev001pc from the marketing PC? Attackers nowadays also have other methods of moving laterally, while making it somewhat more challenging for the blue team to detect what is happening effectively. While no technique should be considered infallible, we can at least attempt to be as silent as possible. In the following talks, we will look at some of the most common lateral movement techniques available. Yeah, so thinking of not being seen in this way. So I think in real life, probably, you kind of could say that, well, the PCs don't really need to be able to talk to each other at all, right? They talk to the servers. But maybe the employees using those computers, they are actually chatting about other stuff and maybe not sharing files over the servers and stuff. But that maybe is not what they should do. Yeah. And that's the whole thing of people bringing stuff to the network, right? So currently I have a nice view outside, almost clear skies and blue fluffy clouds. Actually a few more clouds now. So it was almost a totally clear sky when I drove with the car. So I have to check now what's the weather for tomorrow. It's actually going to be minus again this night. So it's currently like 5 plus. So it's going minus, and then tomorrow is supposed to be cloudy, but warm. Warm as in 8 degrees. And then it's not becoming minus for the night on sunny Sunday. Interesting. So probably I'll finish my mom's fence, building it Sunday, not Saturday. I want the sunshine. Administrators and UAC. While performing most of the lateral movement techniques introduced throughout this room, we will mainly use administrator credentials. While one might expect that every single administrator account would serve the same purpose, A distinction has to be made between two types of administrators. Local accounts, part of the local administrators group. Domain accounts, part of the local administrators group. So, is that not obvious? The difference we are interested in are restrictions imposed by user account control UAC over local administrators, except for the default administrator account. By default, local administrators won't be able to remotely connect to a machine and perform administrative tasks unless using an interactive session through RDP. Windows will deny any administrative task requested via RPC, SMB, or WinRM, since such administrators will be logged in with a filtered medium integrity token, preventing the account from doing privileged acts.
Pierce Durley says. Muted.
Okay, so I have a serious problem with my mics. So let's do this. Okay, testing, no. Okay, so now my blue mic is not working too. And this one was not working yesterday. Uh, yeah, I know,
Okay,
but
now.
now you're listening to the mic in this thing, in my ear. So it's not the same quality. Hmm. So I did unplug the mic and I plugged it back in, and it's still dead. So I guess I will reinstall the computer. uh, so let's hop back to this one. Let's just see if there's any action here. Testing, testing. No, nothing there too. Nothing there. And we go back to the blue one. There's there, testing, testing, nothing. For some reason, YouTube chat updates when I do this with the audio. It's funny. So we're using this now. So both my Focusrite and the Snowball are dead. And I've never seen this before. It's new. Why? So odd. I have both mics on now. No echo. So testing, 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 testing. Testing, 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 testing. So testing, 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 testing. Nothing. I'm not saving anything now. This is very odd. I guess that we use this one. This is Bluetooth, and I know the quality is not as good. I wonder how long I was quiet. I should have like an alarm, no audio. So at least this makes it possible that it's not the Focusrite that just broke. It might just be the computer that's quite need and reinstall. Yes, I just read this, but while I copy it, I will also TTS it.
Administrators and UAC.
In
While
case
performing most of the
someone
lateral
didn't
movement
hear.
techniques introduced throughout the room, we will mainly use administrator credentials. While one might expect that every single administrator account would serve the same purpose, a distinction has to be made between two types of administrators. Local accounts part of the local administrators group. Domain accounts part of the local administrators group. The differences we are interested in are restrictions imposed by user account control, UAC, over local administrators, except for the default administrator account. By default, local administrators won't be able to remotely connect to a machine and perform administrative tasks unless using an interactive session through RDP. Windows will deny any administrative task requested by RPC, SMB, or WinRM since such administrators will be logged in with a filtered medium integrity token, preventing the account from doing privileged actions. The only local account that will get full privileges is the default administrator account. Domain accounts with local administration privileges won't be subject to the same treatment and will be logged in with full administrative privileges. This security feature can be disabled if desired, and sometimes you will find no difference between local and domain accounts in the administrators group. Still, it's essential to keep in mind that should some of the lateral movement techniques fail, it might be due to using a non-default local administrator where UAC is enforced. You can read more details about the security feature here.
I've been saving this since Christmas, and I think it's time. I've got a headache still, so it's time to grab some candy. Some more energy.
Description of user account control and remote restrictions in Windows Vista. 1. Article. 2. January 15, 2025. 3. This article describes user account control, UAC, and remote restrictions. Applies to Windows Vista. Original KB number 951,016. Introduction. User account control, UAC, is a new security component of Windows Vista. UAC enables users to perform common day-to-day tasks as non-administrators. These users are called standard users in Windows Vista. User accounts that are members of the local administrators group will run most applications by using the principle of least privilege. In this scenario, least privileged users have rights that resemble the rights of a standard user account. However, when a member of the local administrators group has to perform a task that requires administrator rights, Windows Vista automatically prompts the user for approval. How UAC remote restrictions work. To better protect those users who are members of the local administrators group, we implement UAC restrictions on the network. This mechanism helps prevent against loopback attacks. This mechanism also helps prevent local malicious software from running remotely with administrative rights. Local user accounts, Security Account Manager user account. When a user who is a member of the local administrators group on the target remote computer establishes a remote administrative connection by using the netuse */ remote computer /share $command, for example, they won't connect as a full administrator. The user has no elevation potential on the remote computer, and the user cannot perform administrative tasks. If the user wants to administer the workstation with a Security Account Manager, SAM, account, the user must interactively log on to the computer that is to be administered with remote assistance or remote desktop, if these services are available. Domain user accounts, Active Directory user account. A user who has a domain user account logs on remotely to a Windows Vista computer. And, the domain user is a member of the administrators group. In this case, the domain user will run with a full administrator access token on the remote computer, and UAC won't be in effect. Note. This behavior is not different from the behavior in Windows XP. How to disable UAC remote restrictions. Important. This section, method, or task contains steps that tell you how to modify the registry. However, serious problems might occur if you modify the registry incorrectly. Therefore, make sure that you follow these steps carefully. For added protection, back up the registry before you modify it. Then, you can restore the registry if a problem occurs. For more information about how to back up and restore the registry, see how to back up and restore the registry in Windows. To disable UAC remote restrictions, follow these steps.
Testing, testing.
1. Click Start, click Run,
Testing,
type regedit,
testing.
and then press Enter. 2. Locate and then click the following registry subkey. HKey _local _machine /software /Microsoft /Windows /current version /policies /system. 3. If the local account token filter policy registry entry doesn't exist, follow these steps. 1. On the edit menu, point to new, and then select the word value. 2. Type local account token
So
filter
we don't
policy,
have to
and
listen
then
to all
press
of
Enter.
this.
4.
So I was just testing my mic. I tried it, as the Blue is a normal USB mic. I tested just plugging the USB into somewhere else because it was plugged into one of the USB hubs. I'm kind of thinking I can't do the whole stream with Bluetooth, right? So let's see what happens if we mess a bit with this. So I can't just restart or anything, but we can. So I buy all audio devices. I'm gonna delete all of them. So I can see that you can still hear me. We will see what happens. I'll do the others first here. So it is unplugged. Arian. Those are just fake anyway. So I'm going to take this one now, and I should probably not be Oh, you guys will hear me. So we'll see, we'll see. Since you can still hear me, this is not totally clearing all that I would have liked it to. So we don't have any blue still, so I'm gonna plug it in now. So let's start with this original port, because I don't want to have cables in straight into your computer if we can avoid it. And we're going to see if this makes this better. So we still don't have any blue. Let's see. Something was added, yeah, so we have it here. So why is this not working? So these problems started recently. Hmm. So did something hop here? It is still muted, the mic. So what have I been doing with the computer recently? So it wants a restart now. So I think Microsoft might have broken Windows. It wants a restart now to do stuff. Should we restart? So if I don't restart, I'm kind of stuck with this mic, and this might help. It's not definitely going to help. So I'm kind of thinking I don't want to have a whole stream with Bluetooth only. Before we start though, I'm going to plug the Focusrite back in and just see if we get some audio on this one. Let's see here. So I'm gonna unplug this, plug it in here, there, and see. Do we have any audio? No. So just testing all the things, and it's definitely nothing there. So it is definitely the USB connection. I mean, it looks good. The little green light lights up when I'm talking, but the USB into Windows, it's dead. And now with the blue mic doing the same thing, I'm no longer thinking that's the problem. I'm thinking Windows is the problem. Only I have so many things running. This is we are only connected to the VM that will be just on. Um, so that's just what updated. So we can disable this, and then we can enable it just to test all the things. I see that there's still no input coming to that. Input on OBS. I'm so sorry for the messy stream. I'm going to turn off the TTSs and stuff. all the things that we don't really need to keep stream going. Then I'm going to restart, which means that we will lose the connection to stream for a little bit on Twitch. Well, on YouTube there will be a fully new stream because you can't reconnect there. So let's just close, meaning disconnect from the Prexmax Kelly. It is still on, it's just on the other machine. So everything except for OBS is off. So we're going to stop the stream, and I will make a new one for YouTube. So you guys on YouTube will have to look on my channel for a new one. So I'll stop stream and I'm going to restart quickly. And let's hope that the mic works after that, because otherwise we'll have to go with this bad Bluetooth one. So I will not be able to reconnect to the YouTube one. I'll be right back, restarting quickly.